Welcome back, everybody. It is another edition of Plan Your Play, and we left you with this hand right here that we're about to look at. And let's hop into the action. We're going to plan our play on this board where we find ourselves in 3-no trump. Let's take a little peek at this auction here. It might look a little weird because of the way this started. It went an opening bid of 1 spade, 2 clubs by our hand, just game forcing and natural. Notice you can't bid 2 hearts. You need 5 or more in hearts. You would only need 4 clubs, but really we have 5, so this is natural bidding anyway. All right, so 2 clubs, 2 spades. Now, for most of you, and this is correct, for most of you, this should be a 6-card or longer spade suit. However, for the robot, this is an agreement where they will rebid with 6, but also they will rebid 2 spades with any hand they consider a minimum. So like a 12 or 13 count that's balanced, which is what we're looking at on this hand. They will rebid 2 spades with this hand. So I can go different routes here. In fact, I could have just bid 2-no trump. I could now show my hearts. But in an effort to just conceal information from my opponents, I jumped to 3-no trump. So not necessarily super standard, but that's the problem I gave you. And your job was to plan the play here. So here is the start. As always, we're going to count our winners. And step 1 is 3 spades, 2 hearts, and 2 clubs. All right, so we're at a pretty healthy number, 7 out of the 9 we need. And where are our extra tricks going to come from? Well, what's the best source, folks? What suit would you say is most likely to produce extra tricks? If you said clubs, that's the suit I would agree with also. Now, spades may produce extra tricks. Diamonds has the potential to produce a trick. However, that's not a suit we're going to explore. All right. Clubs is the suit that's certainly going to provide extras. We have 2 winners here, but we have the potential to take all 5 if the queen of clubs is here. And if it's not, we'll likely take 4. So minimum 2 extra tricks, maximum 3 extra tricks, almost always here. So that's the plan here. Our extras are going to come from clubs. So we are going to play clubs very quickly. So on this play, you get a little surprise at trick 1. I play the 6 of spades, and here, honestly, I'm just covering left-hand opponent's card, and just in case something weird is happening, I get to win this trick. And in fact, something weird is happening. The robot to my right plays the 3, and this is the most common mistake I see at the bridge club. You see this play, right? And you play low from dummy. You might not even play the 6, but let's say you play low and you fully intend to play the queen of spades. I'm going to play the queen. I'm going to play the queen. And then something happens to your right that you don't recognize and you still play the queen. All right. So make sure you watch every card before you play something, because in this situation, you have to be on top of things and say, whoa, getting a little lucky here. Going to play the 4 so that I win this trick with the 6. And now, folks, guess what? You can recount your winners. And now you're at 8. In fact, you're at 8 with potential to take even more tricks, because now we've taken our first spade with the 6 and we can play 3 more spades. So should we play spades right away, folks? The answer is no, folks. No, no, no. Right? We could create 1 extra spade trick. Notice we have 3 winners right now. And if we play spades and it runs out well for us, which, by the way, we can do at any time, we are not worried here. So watch this, folks. We are still going to attack clubs. And here's what's going to happen. It's going to go jack of clubs. We're going to take a finesse. We could, if we had time, we would like to lead to the ace of clubs, see if it's there's a singleton queen, and then we'll lead back to dummy. But we have some unblocking to do in spades as well. So here I just took a quick club finesse. And if it wins, I was happy. And if it lost, I have still created a likely 2 extra tricks. In fact, I know I've created 2 extra tricks. 8, 9, 10. There are 3 clubs left. I have the 3 top clubs. So my 7 or 8 of clubs is going to be a winner in my hand. Here, the robots could have done better by switching to diamonds, but what did they do? They led a heart. What would you play, folks? Make your play. You can go a lot of ways here, to be fair, but there's one best way. Actually, there's many best ways, but here's what I did. I'm going to force you to play the ace of hearts. All right? Now, what's your next play, folks? What's your next play? Make your plan from this point. And also, notice we can go back to number 4 here. We're going to revisit steps 1 and 2. So now we have 2 tricks in the bank, right? And the question is, how many winners do we have left? Well, we now have 4 club winners. We have 1 heart winner and we have at least 3 spade winners, as long as we do everything correctly, okay? So that's 8 on top of the 2 we already have, which is 10. Where are our extra tricks going to come from now? The only possible place is spades, and the only way we're going to find out is simply by playing spades. So we should get to that first, folks. The correct play from this point is to lead a spade towards your queen, unblocking spades. And you have to do this before you burn your entry to the north hand. Notice we don't have any more spades left in our hand. Notice also spades are breaking at worst 4-2, so that 8 of spades is going to be a trick. So be careful. Our entry is the 10 of clubs. And now we can take all 3 spades. And I want you to watch what's going to happen. I threw the queen of diamonds just to kind of throw them off the scent a little bit. And then I threw the 8 of spades through my jack of diamonds. And now I just took my clubs. And of course, these are the robots, so they're unlikely to get these positions wrong. And at the end, you surrender a heart trick. And that's it, folks. That's 11 rippers in that 3-no trump contract. Did you plan your play correctly? Let me show you the original hand once again. There is the hand in all its glory, folks, and the opening lead. Interesting, they chose a low spade. Honestly, a diamond would be the most normal play here. As you can see, though, this hand is super friendly, except a diamond is going to be much, much better. In fact, let's take a look. This is the robot we can pop in there. Are you going to give me a little gib here? Talk to me. There we go. Yep. So take a look, folks. Here's the robot, and it's going to flash up some numbers here to the left. Give it a second. A little bit of a lag here. While that is lagging out, folks, I'm going to show you one more time, folks. If you haven't planned your trip yet, you can plan your play well. You can plan your trip even easier than you can plan your play. Just visit the links here. Larry Cohen, myself, on a cruise in April of 2026. Regional at sea with a 0 to 199er component. So it is a heck of a great experience. Lots of good bridge, lots of good ports, and great stuff to see there. So you can see here, it's actually a little bit weird. I have to take a look at this next time. The gib is a little blurred out. I don't even know if you can see it, folks, but let me just take you through it. These numbers are all 2s, and these numbers are all 3s or 4s, meaning a diamond would have led us to 2 over tricks rather than the 3 that we took, right? So, in fact, sorry, we only took 2 over tricks anyway. As a matter of fact, it means, I guess we could have taken 6. Yeah, the reason is, folks, the queen doubleton of clubs, right? Take a look at this club suit. Jack 10, small, opposite ace, king, 5th. That's 8 clubs, right? This is 8 ever, 9 never. Okay, so the rule is here, when we're missing the queen, if we have 8 or less, we should always take the club finesse, which is what we did here. We only had 8 clubs. It's right to take the club finesse. However, if we had 9 or more, and this is without any information from the opponents, we play for their drop. So we would play the ace and the king. So the reason it was saying we could take 3 over tricks is because we can drop that queen. Either way, though, we can see, if I go back to the very beginning here, a diamond is just much better for the opponents because it gets their suit off to a good start. And also, the best play would be 4th best diamond, low queen, right? Or ace, diamond, we play the jack, and they play low here to preserve communication. So now when either of them win a trick, and they are going to win a trick with this queen of clubs, very likely if we take this finesse, boom, shakalaka, they play all their diamonds. But they didn't defend that way, and we got to plan our play to 11. This was a long-winded one, folks. I saw a lot of good stuff to talk about, so apologies for the extra time, but I hope you appreciate what we talked about there. And let me show you the sneak preview of your next chance to excel. Here it is, folks. Here it is, folks, once again, and very frequently in these series, we're going to be playing 3 no trump, and we opened a no trump with our hand. Our partner transferred to spades and bid 3 no trump, and we chose to play in 3 no trump on this hand because we did not have a spade fit. So here we go, folks. Count your winners, plan your play, and come back tomorrow and see if we are going the same way. That was a back into a rhyme here. I am not that planned out, folks. So enjoy that. And don't forget, you can plan your play here. You can plan your trip on Alice Travel. So take a look at those links in the chat if you're interested in any of those opportunities with myself, Larry Cohen, or the rest of that Alice Travel team. Don't forget, this is the spot for your bridge travel needs. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you for this hand tomorrow.